Hi everyone, this is a rather extended set of Ultimate MK3 that I played on Fightcade. It's kind of rare to find European people. You kind of have to take the matches where you can get them. And this is a long set of 2 versus 2 against a really fine little player that I bumped into a couple of days ago. I'm player 1, they're player 2. They're currently playing Cyrax and Sector, if I remember right, on this first matchup. And I kind of like these videos, you know, where you sit and narrate what's going on, give people a bit of a mini history lesson, I guess, but also just showcase how fun this game is. You know, I've said many times, Ultimate MK3 is my favorite game ever made, and it's certainly my favorite Mortal Kombat. And I played a little bit more Melina than I otherwise would in this session, because with making my competitive history, I had a really good time kind of learning the character, and realized very quickly that Melina in this game is incredibly fun to play, and already getting a little bit of that relaunch activity. I don't use Sector a lot these days. He is my favorite character, but because I've played him for so many years, I kind of don't really use him much these days. But when I do, it's always fun to fight, you know, Shiva or the cyborgs, where you can get those relaunches on deck. And interestingly, with the mirror match, is that player 1 Sector does have the advantage against the other Sector, because, as I've said before, and just in case those don't know what I'm on about, player 1 Sector can do homing missile into straight missile while the missile's on screen. Player 2 can't, so player 1 Sector, a much better version of the character. And this is always a fun matchup, because they've both got some cool little gadgets they can use. The player I was against, who, you know, because it's Fightcade and stuff, I don't really like to sort of mention who they were, just in case. Just, you know, let people play in peace, essentially, is my whole thing. So I'm a big believer in being able to just play in peace. But Melina has been so fun to learn in this game. The keep away is really fun, the instant air size. Some characters really struggle with it. She's just really slippery, and there, the ball roll is such a good punish. Such a good punish on so many moves. I love it. Now, the use of the air grab for Cyrax, this is what this player did really well. Kind of chasing down jumps, and even when you end a combo in a jump kick and there's still enough height to allow the air throw to actually come out, allow Cyrax to cover a pretty decent amount of distance. And there's those female ninja jabs. They are so good. Getting grabbed out of my pressure. Doesn't happen all that often, but, you know, it is what it is. There's the roll again. And that roll is just so good at keeping people, I think, afraid of it is definitely the biggest thing to take away from that. A little bit of a messy encounter. I could have got more damage there. If you roll someone when you're out of the corner, you know, when you put yourself out the corner, you can get like a jab into another roll, but, you know, definitely not a Melina specialist, as you can probably tell. One of the few fatalities that you actually see in the set. I remember quite a few, but with these kind of matches, you kind of just go from match to match. The fatalities are so quick that it doesn't really matter, but I think a lot of people, when they play Ultimate MK3, you kind of just want to go from game to game, right? So we change characters all the time. You know, you win some, you lose some. My favorite thing about Ultimate MK3 these days is that those that play it do play a rather substantial amount of characters. So you just kind of get some fun little variety in there. Ermac, I will admit, I don't really play Ermac enough to know his individual routes versus the different hurt boxes. You know, you can get some rather chunky and kind of standard combos against, you know, the male ninjas and other more standard-sized characters, but against people like, you know, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, the female ninjas like Jade and that. Things like that, you know, jump kick teleport doesn't work, so you have to go for like a different combo. Not particularly sure what that combo is. I think sometimes it involves kind of doing a delayed roundhouse into teleport, and then you can pick up from there. Allows the lift to sort of come off its cooldown, I guess, if that's the term you want to use. Once again there, I could have got low punch into another roll, but wasn't ready for it. I was just looking to reposition more than anything else. As a satisfying thing about Melina is her high punch string. I think if I remember right, it's high punch, you're hard to do, what is it? High punch, high kick, and then I think it's up, low kick, up, high kick. It's a really weird string. I could be completely wrong. There's all, my hands take over. I don't really, not so good at remembering notations. But Ultimate MK3, such a fun game, and roll! Such a cool little combo. I'm sure you can do more from that, but you know what? It's nice and guaranteed, and there you go. That's what I was talking about. Hit the roll near the corner, you can get another low punch, and hard to survive that kind of situation. You would have had to preemptively either try to make it whiff or uppercut or something. Almost impossible. And there's that Jade glow. Really good at shutting down projectiles is that glow. Woo! I'm just getting shadow kicked into oblivion. And that's another one. Gotta watch out for that jump kick. You gotta do a really deep jump kick into lift, and if you mess it up, you are punishable. But in this instance, I actually got it, thankfully. Sweep! And another fatality. That's what we love.
Wins. Fatality.
I think classic Mortal Kombat coming to Fightcade was a really, really good thing for the game, to be honest. You know, it's Mortal Kombat 1, 2, Ultimate MK3, even MK Gold is on there now, although it's not even remotely populated, it has to be said. I tend to be the only one in the lobby, so... Oh, gotta watch my microphone here. So yeah, this is just another one of those live little run-throughs. I don't really get to do these videos very much, and I always enjoy it. Here's some cheeky Cyrax grab mix-ups. I'm never good at doing the low punch into net. Never good at it. I'd have to play Cyrax like a lot to get the muscle memory for that down. But it allows him to get a pretty decent combo off it, but I can't do it. Not good enough. Now, this is a really horrible thing about the matchup. Cyrax versus both of the Sub-Zeros is a horrendous matchup for him, in my opinion. Because Cyrax's whole thing is built around bombs and nets and kind of just establishing his game that way. One ice ball will just completely mess you up. Completely mess you up. Ooh. That would have been a better combo if I had more health left, but the idea was there. But the really bad matchup actually comes from classic Sub-Zero, like the one you're watching right now, because he has an easy relaunch versus the Cyborgs, like effortless relaunch, and it infinites too. So essentially, you hit one ice ball versus Cyrax, like trading with a net or something, you're going to get an infinite and probably win the round on it. Striker! I can't remember how many of these I get. I think I misjudged the stage size. Yeah, just let him go too low. We'll call that one a reset, yeah? That was a reset, very obvious. My gun! My poor gun! Whoosh! Some more Cyrax action in there. I get some pretty cool little setups of Cyrax, and to be fair, actually, my opponent does too. It's not every day that you fight against someone that kind of knows how to play Cyrax and is looking for those bomb combos. A lot of people, when they dabble in everyone and they kind of random select and they play Cyrax, it's very simple, you know, it's nets, it's air throws, it's dialer combos, kind of really generic stuff, but people that really play this character, you can get some super cool bomb sequences. Hard to set up, and, you know, there's a reason Cyrax is not very good, but fun to do. Now, interestingly, my opponent very rarely, like, ended combo strings and took their damage. It's not very common that people do that. I mean, you can definitely, like, end a combo string early on hit to kind of, I don't want to say take advantage, because I don't think they're particularly plus on hit or anything in a lot of cases. It's just, they want to stay point blank. You know, they want to keep that pressure going and able to take a game there. Good stuff. Classic Sub-Zero. A lot of fun. Kind of one-dimensional, but very fun to play. I think I go back in for Striker, because I'm like, no. I don't like swapping off Striker unless I get like a good game with him. Rare footage of me actually playing Nightwolf, who is one of the better characters in this game. He's really, really, really good. He's good in every version too, you know, whether it's the 16-bit console versions, you know, the Sega or the Super Nintendo. Nightwolf's exceptionally good in those versions. MK Trilogy, he's fantastic as well. I mean, if it's this kind of Mortal Kombat, Nightwolf's definitely well up there. It's always funny using Striker against some people because obviously he's so small that... I covered this in my competitive history, but he's so small that a lot of jabs go underneath him. And some people aren't particularly used to that. So when you actually get, you know, someone's trying to jab and you just uppercut them or something like that, easy escape. Obviously he can't do the jabs himself, which is one of his main problems, but... Now, on the off chance you haven't seen much Nightwolf in Ultimate MK3, gotta be said, he's extremely aggressive. Like, he is one of the most rushdown-oriented characters in the game. He's just fast. Like that shoulder charge, kind of, you know, it's kind of risky to use on its own in a lot of cases, but the speed of it alone makes it a really cheeky little check, you know. I don't know how that hit me. I was trying to duck it and looking for a punish, and then boom, Liu Kang goes lower to the ground. Ah. Yes, yes.
Wins.
Told you that shoulder charge was good. I told you. Now, I know we played loads of games and we used all kinds of different characters, so I'm kind of trying to just remember how these matches went. If I remember correctly, we had the robot smoke here, but we changed into human. I think picking Scorpion as the secondary was a bit of a giveaway. This player liked to pick some rather accurate double teams. You know, it was Cyrax and Sector, or it was Liu Kang and Kung Lao. In this case, it's Scorpion and Human Smoke, because they're almost completely identical. I tried to be cheeky there. You go for the elbow dash on block on the other end. I can't really explain the science behind it, but it can catch people off guard sometimes, because basically you'll press a button and sometimes you'll just kind of chew through what they want to do. Forgot the punish there. I think you can just do regular old net, but been a while. Oh, there we go. Ooh, if he had more health, that was at least half life, that was. And I have caught notice that my opponent doesn't really know the Cyrax matchup in terms of grab. So that grab mix-up looks really broken, but you can just jump out of it. It's a knowledge check, as we say. If you don't know it, it's going to be a big part of the matchup, but if you do know, you can kind of just eliminate it. Bit of a gimmick, I suppose. Ooh, uppercut on block. Uppercuts on block in this game do a lot of chip. In like super high level matches, when there's like constant glitch jabs and stuff, players will kind of run up and they'll do an uppercut to catch the opponent's high punches, almost entirely just because they want to catch the high punch on block to do chip. It's a finite element of the matchup at high level. You want to pressure the ninjas, like the cyborgs like Smoke and Sector, with low punch in the corner. If they try and wake up teleport, the low punches actually catch him and you can combo. Pretty neat bit of matchup tech, and we are just taking it in turns to beat each other up at this point. Oh, I forgot that was a thing. I believe I had frame advantage there, as they say. Different term, obviously, but it did mean that I completely chewed up that high kick. More that pressure. I've caught on already that my opponent, after a couple of block jabs, does tend to kind of release block and try and interrupt. So, you know, run jab into kick. A nice way of sort of blowing it up. And this is one thing they did a really good job of pretty much throughout the entire set. Running under a jump, kind of getting a good idea for when I'm going to jump, and they just uppercut me out the air. And that was one of those instances where you're able to do an elbow dash on block and then, you know, blow up their button attempt. Cyrax gets a flawless victory, and all he does is a jump kick, so, you know, I really earned that one. More Melina. If I remember correctly, my Shiva was no good in this game. Like, this one match, I think the Shiva was a disaster. The Shiva was a bit better later on, but yeah, that was, this game was, not so hot. The Melina was fine, though. Shang Tsung, oh, I tell you what. If you ever want to, like, watch high-level Shang Tsung players, I think, funnily enough, some of you, if you remember the Mortal Kombat 9 days, there was a extremely prominent Shang Tsung player called Detroit Ballin. Legend in MK9, and he could play multiple characters too, but Shang was the character he was kind of most known for. He actually plays Ultimate MK3. He's on Fightcade all the time. I always see him online. I can't play because low bar connections, you know, overseas makes Fightcade a bit hard to play. But Detroit's Shang Tsung in this game is unbelievable. Yeah, it's one of the best Shang Tsungs you'll ever see. He's got these ridiculous morph combos down to a science, so if you're ever on Fightcade, then 100% urge you to check him out. Get some games in if you're North America, you know, you'll definitely learn something, but I have to be quite selective when I play Fightcade, because I try and stick to European connections only. 2 bars is as far as I'm willing to go.
Round 2. Fight.
Shiva is no good in this game, but oh my lord is she fun. She is really fun to play. I think it's because she's just so simple. The stomp can be hilarious, although, you know, not very good of a move. She's got this gigantic dialer combo. Her high kick's actually a good anti-air. You know, she's got far-reaching jabs. She's just massive. That's her biggest problem. Her size is the issue. Loads of people can relaunch her. She gets stuck down with jabs on block in the corner. She can't escape because she's too big. Just all in all, not so good. And there's another one, right? Running under my jump and then hitting the uppercut. There's a rather common thing. I try to be a bit cheeky there. Now, I mentioned in my competitive history of Melina that Melina's stuff on block is deceptively strange. Like, it's all punishable, but because of the animations on block, you kind of need to go for some rather Melina-specific punishes. I mean, I guess it depends on the character. Some people don't have to care, but as you can see here, you know, I'm doing a dive kick and my opponent's getting a little bit... They're trying to go for some punishes, but you can definitely tell they don't fight Melina a lot. But Shang Tsung having one of the most unorthodox hurt boxes in the game, something as simple as jump kick into Sai, not as easy to hit against him. He's got little legs, I suppose. You'd never have believed that Shang Tsung has one of the weirder hurt boxes when it comes to comboing him, but he does. Surprising considering, you know, it's John Turk did the motion capture. John Turk did the motion capture for all the ninjas. So, surely by the person's size alone, you'd think that it wouldn't be a problem, but it was. It really was. Trying to rush me down. My opponent rarely goes for, like, extended run jab pressure, so I was always content to kind of sit there and block and wait for the inevitable string to come out, because when the string comes out on block, that's my opportunity to escape. Thrown out of my own jab pressure. Love it. And Shiva is down.
Sindel wins.
Sindel has one of the hardest optimized combos in the game. She has float cancels, stuff that you'd probably see in later years for Mortal Kombat, but... Oh, alright. So this game, I think I lose this match because I'm just so focused on doing instant air gas blasts, but if you've ever seen people talk about why Cabal is so good, I'm not amazing at doing these instant air gas blasts, but against a lot of characters, it is a absolute problem for them to deal with, because you just go bang, 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 bang. And then you go back to full screen again. You can rush Cyrax down, but as Cabal, you don't really want to. Like, you can keep Cyrax far away. This is like a really budget version of the, it's like a really budget version of Cabal versus Cyrax and MK9. And there it is again. Yeah, he's going for the ending the string prematurely. Full combo. Get a deep jump kick, you know you can get a nomad dash afterwards. Now, funnily enough though, my opponent has picked two characters that if my whole idea is to go for instant air gas blasts, then you can trade favorably. Not so much with Cyrax, but with Sub-Zero, you know, you can really throw out those ice balls. That's really all you can hope to do sometimes against Cabal in this game. If he's doing excessive instant air gas blasts, anything you can do that can compete with that. Yeah, I try to go for a relaunch, not even remembering if unmasked Sub-Zero is even a character you can do it against, so I just try and keep the pressure going instead. Now, usually, this is a really good matchup for... Oh, classic sub. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that combo was delicious. I can't even be mad at that, dude. I mean, that was a sick combo. That was sick. In fact, I'm going to steal that. I'm going to learn how to do that. A lot of my combos don't really result in bombs into a string, because it very rarely works. Now, the funny thing is, in this matchup, right, the gas blast is what you want to do to keep Cyrax away. I think I mess one up, like, at close range, and I just get punished for it. And it was my own fault, obviously, but I was like, oh no! Oops. I tried to be cheeky here, but I think I was too far away from the corner. You can jab lock down Cyrax in that situation. If I was more ready, I could have nomad dashed that. And I think this is where I mess it up. Yep. Oh, and that's the round. I've got to give my opponent props for patience there. A lot of people will not be that patient fighting Cabal, but you have to be. Especially as Cyrax, you just have to pick those moments. So they played extremely well. The thing about Cabal is that he's just so easy. He's one of the easiest top tiers you'll ever fight. Even the instant air gas blast is not as hard as it looks. It's a pretty simple technique. I was waiting for the string that never came, so I decided I had to start trying to escape. The uppercut was fantastic. I mean, I gotta say, my opponent played this really well. Super well. It's not every day you see Cyrax take it to Cabal, so... You know, they played super well here. I went for the forbidden move. That move is so bad. It is so bad. I don't know what he was looking for there. High punch cancel into uppercut maybe. Probably just wants to maximize damage. I don't even know if that works. I've never seen it. You always tend to just have a jab into jump kick. Sometimes they'll throw out a cheeky slide at the end. Another run under uppercut. Something that they did such a good job with all set long. Again, not really able to remember if I can... Oh, that was such a good challenge. That was a good challenge. My whole plan there was, well, I probably can't go for a relaunch combo, but if I do a deep jump kick and then like a jab into puddle, I might catch him hesitating. But that slide came out so quick, like not messing around. I go in for the boy. This is the battle of the cyborgs right here. You won't really find me playing Sector if I'm on the player 2 side. The way I play this character, I just really do not like not being able to do a straight missile after a homing missile. You kind of need it. Otherwise, your rocket game becomes way more one-dimensional, and the rockets are kind of all Sector has going for him that makes him unique. If you're going for teleport uppercuts and stuff like that, you may as well play Smoke. Like, Smoke is very much a better Sector in many, many ways, but what Smoke doesn't have is the rockets. Now, Cyrax against the corner, I actually do not, like... I don't hate this situation. I really don't. Because, like, if your back's against the wall, and they run in and pressure you, and you've done a close bomb or two, it's a lot riskier to pressure you. That jump kick air throw, super good stuff. But normally, like mid-screen, if you're throwing bombs out on the neutral, not so good, because they'll just run in, they'll combo you, they'll move out of out of range of the bomb. Whereas if you're against the corner, much harder to do that. And I actually experimented with that playstyle a bit across Fightcade over the months. You know, I was playing Cyrax and having fun with the character. When you put yourself, like you purposefully put yourself against the corner and do bombs, some people actually really struggle. Like Cyrax is a bottom tier character in this game, but some people really struggle at dealing with that. Yeah. I do have the bomb timing in my head from 20 years of fighting against Mustard, so... Ooh, the dialer combos feel so good in this game. Oh, that bomb, he escaped! The teleport looks so ridiculous, doesn't it? I actually think I get a really nice relaunch combo here with Sector. Getting pressured, but... Alright, can't push in, because don't want to get hit by the bomb. I think it's here. Go for the Hail Mary. Right, 2, 3. Ooh, that's... Ooh, feels good. I love those relaunch combos. Love them. It's kind of scary to do Cyrax's game plan against Smoke. I'm getting jabbed to death. These combos are so satisfying. They really are. That was a fun game, that. That was a fun game. Cyrax combos when you know you're going to knock someone into the bomb, that is where the chunky damage really starts to add up in this game. Like, super high damage. I mean, we saw that with my opponent doing that. It was a bomb into full string, and then it was another bomb, if I remember, into the air grab. Like, that's so good. You very rarely get to see Cyrax players land sequences like that. Now, Katana is very strong. I said in my competitive history of Melina, Katana is one of the best characters in this game. I think if I recall, if I have my history correct, I believe it was Rio. MK legend, you know, Rio, who back in the day, I mean, this was a long time ago, that was one of the first people that was going like, hey, look, I think we kind of need to look at Katana a bit more. This character's really powerful. An early believer in the character's tier list placement, and was able to prove it too. You know, Rio's a legend for a reason. This was back in the 360 days, if I'm not mistaken. How a lot of us learned how to play it. She's just so simple, but she's so good. Like, instant air fan, if you can master instant air fan, it's an absolutely unbelievable neutral tool. Like, so good. Another juicy uppercut. Not actually a punish, but I was still caught slipping anyway. Normally, high punch into puddle is the punish you want to go for there. Uh-oh! Give me that damage. You can get more. Like, if you're really good, you can catch your 2-hit string that launches right after they bounce from the lift. You get that angle just right. It actually connects as if it were on the floor. And that's really good, because then you can do like a late jump kick, and then I think a high kick does like a 50% damage. Really nice B&B just for catching a launcher. Here comes Katana once again. Instant air fan. I'm telling you, that instant air fan is so good. So good. It's big, it's pretty slow, and it just controls the neutral. Now, some of you are probably thinking, why do people do 2v2 in this game? I think simply put, it's just fun. You get to play more characters, the games go on a little bit longer, and it really is as simple as that. 1v1 is fine, and 1v1's always fun, but with a game that has the seamless 2v2 here, where you simply just pick 2 characters and you go that way, it's a lot of fun, and if you can play a lot of characters, you get a bit more out of the session. Ooh, look at that one. 30% just for that, I mean, that's not bad at all. And again, here, hesitating on the punish. I don't know what that was. Wake up roll! We're playing MK9 out here, baby! That was not the first time I was grabbed out of my my punish, so... Well, my punch, not punish. I love the music for the subway so much. Nightwolf coming out to play. Yes! Now, in this game in particular, my opponent was constantly jumping back after getting hit by his shoulder. They've been quite button-happy on Wake Up the entire set, so I was like, well, if I pick Nightwolf and I get a knockdown, maybe I can just run in and do my full string. Like that, right there. Yeah, if the angle's right, I can get a bit of a chase down. But Nightwolf is very, very strong. Very good character. Love it. Absolutely love it when you're a Cyrax player and you throw someone onto a bomb. That's it, when Cyrax gets his bombs on deck, he's a scary character. It's just, a lot of the top tiers don't really allow him to do that, you know. They'll either be too aggressive, or they can dodge it easily. Oh, and I was holding down high punch, so when I try to punish teleport, I just get a sigh, which is obviously not what I want. Getting used to the punish now too, high punch, jump kick, and then you whiff the air grab to be point blank. That's a nice little bit of Cyrax tech, but you gotta watch out for teleports, man. That's a big risk. Oh, look at that! That was sick. I mean, I lost the round, but that was sick. Quick stop for some juice. I think talking for 40 minutes non-stop is going to make someone a bit thirsty. Yeah, I empty jumped there into block, kind of hoping that if they did uppercut, I'd be able to get away from it. So thankfully I was correct. And there's Melina here. Yeah, I'm one hit away from losing this anyway, so I'm just going to go all out. As unpredictable as I can. Do as much bonus damage as possible. I think not too shabby, to be honest. I just run straight into the net. Hadn't done many nets in the neutral, so I was like, ah, screw it. They're not going to do it, and they did. They did do it. I always really enjoy coming back to play. This game is so good. Like, it's so much fun. If anyone hasn't played it before, I urge you to get your hands on Fightcade. And that's how a lot of people play it these days. Everyone should know how to play this game. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, this game is a must-learn. It's so much fun. Now, Cyrax does struggle versus a lot of the ninjas that have these teleports, because the teleports get you away from the bombs. You can punish net on reaction with a teleport. And obviously, Ermac having those ninja jabs, which can be really good at keeping the cyborgs locked down in the corner. Not to mention just pressure on its own as well. Almost got away with it there. Punish. Yeah. Freezing up a little bit. There's a bit of a standoff you can have sometimes. Oh, my kick string completely whiffed there. I was like, what's going on? That could have been a big punish. High punch into Harpoon. Get that free invisibility and then a combo ender. So one thing this player never did, actually, was the invisibility. It's really important for the character, though. Got to learn how to enforce that invisibility as Smoke. It's so good. Speaking of good, we just jumped up in the tier list a few spots. Human Smoke. Do have to be careful, though. These ninjas are infinitable. If that wasn't a word, it is now.
Well done.
Yeah, too low to the ground there. Didn't quite get the angle I was looking for. Perhaps should have done a deeper jump kick, I think. Yeah, I'm just trying to wake up Baton Charge. I did not want any part in that situation. Here comes Cyrax. Get off me! Oh no, the jump! Oh, that jump. Just a raw lift too. It could have been another lift right there. Then we start going for a little bit of pressure here. Put the bombs out. Indeed. Yeah, when that bomb comes out, you're losing a lot of damage. You really do have to avoid it at all costs, even if it involves... I mean, throughout this set, you've been seeing me, when a bomb is on the screen, I've let myself get hit by like a high kick or a jump kick or something. Because that's always the lesser of two evils, right there. If you get hit by a bomb, that's potentially all of your life. If you get hit by anything else, you're in a better position, so... Sometimes you just have to pick your poison fighting Cyrax. I say that like Cyrax is a common matchup. He really isn't. Almost no one plays the character because he's not very good, but so much fun. More of that katana. Walking into it. Walking into ice balls because I am so good at this game. Yeah, I didn't want to get frozen by the clone either. Trying to establish a little bit more of that space, and there's even more of the freezing. It's Cabal time, and oh no, I'm frozen! Get me out of here. Sub-Zero was a menace. A menace. Right. So this, even if I'm Cabal, though, you've got Jade who's got the glow, I've got no health. Can he do it? Can he do it? No. No is the answer to that question, my friends.
Round 2. Fight.
I did just go for it. Not gonna lie. I feel like when I pick Cabal, my brain just turns off. Don't need that. I've got Nomad Dash. I've got Internet Gas Blast. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Such skilled zoning right here.
Well done.
Oh, look at that. Rapid shadow kick. Yeah, I forgot I got thrown out of my punish. It's like I'm fighting the AI. AI Jade lives on. Of all the characters that my opponent played in this set, I think their unmasked Sub-Zero was one of their trickiest. They had a bit of an unorthodox playstyle, and I think Sub-Zero with like the clone and Ice Ball and Ice Shower, I mean, I think this character can be quite a good pick for an unorthodox style anyway, because there's so many ways to just catch you off guard. Look at the pile of bodies. Absolute rubble. And there it is once more, that instant air fan, such a good tool. Hopefully the sound of my other microphone hitting this microphone doesn't pick up too many times. I just wanted out. I wanted out of that situation. I never really thought I'd find myself playing Katana in this game much. I've never really been much of a Katana player, but I guess it's because of her simplicity and how well she just plays Ultimate MK3 makes her quite fun. Yeah, she just plays the game well. Good jabs. Nice control because of that instant air fan, and not just instant air fan, things like jump kick into a fan on block. You can really catch people off guard in a lot of cases. And she just got those jabs, that pressure. Pretty fun combos too, although admittedly, yeah, they're the really good combos I'm not so good at doing. I feel like Cabal in this game is one of the absolute simplest top tiers in any fighting game. There really is very little to him. It's instant air gas blast, nomad dash, which, you know, it's an anti-air, it's a punish, it's a whip punish. He's got really good jabs, you know, he's got good pressure. His grab game's good too. It's just a really, really, really simple but unbelievably good character. I fancy bringing out the Scorpion. And there's that punish on reaction. You know, anything that has like a projectile like that, Scorpion, Ermac, Human Smoke, you can get those punishes on deck. Did kind of just let that spear rock just to try and enforce a little bit of threat there, but you have to respect it sometimes. Like, random spear at that range, you got to be kind of careful. You know, if he lets it rock and you go in, you get caught. Full combo.
Well done.
Shang Tsung. Although Scorpion is a worse version of Human Smoke, just the existence of the teleport and the spear, he's actually far from the worst character in the game. I think it's a common misconception that Scorpion is terrible, but because of his toolset, yeah, it's not as good as Human Smoke, and there's a reason Scorpion's toolset combined with, you know, good movement, like really good movement speed and the crazy good combo damage, and that makes him one of the best characters in the game. But even without that combo damage, it's still good, because Scorpion is good, you know, just simple, but good. Oh, I thought he was going to get blown up there. That's why I did it. Look at this. Mayhem. Absolute pandemonium.
Wins. Round 2. Fight.
A really good Scorpion player in this game is a treat to watch. Not talking in my experience, obviously. Oh, I don't get the air throw ender. Instead, I just take to the skies. Really good uppercut. Lovely anti-air there. Try to be a bit cheeky and go for a point-blank net. That can catch people off guard because it's not they're not exactly the slowest thing in the world. Try to punish the projectile and just teleported right into it. God gamer. And that's what I mean. That sort of mid-range spear, you got to respect it. If you don't respect it, you're going to get clipped, and I don't know how I got hit by that. I'm sure I was glitch jabbing, but I guess not. A bit too hopeful there, perhaps. A bit too hopeful. That could have been a jump punch into spear, but it doesn't matter. We're good. And I can't remember how to do his fatality. Like I said, I'm very good at this game. One of my favorite things about playing the... Oh yeah, and this was the final game too. Last game, bud. Thumb hurts already. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Your hands are going to be quite busy playing this game, whether you play it on stick or... Oh, if you play the cursed classic fight stick layout, which was like an X. Hard to explain. But I think I've lost my train of thought, haven't I? Ah, yes, I know what I was going to say, as we go through this final matchup.
Fight.
Shiva, the greatest character of all time. In doing the competitive history series and really having to like learn characters properly, you know, I always had players and characters. I was quite selective with my character pool for many games for many years, and by doing competitive history, it has meant I've been able to learn how to play so many of them that when I play these old games, I mean, I'm spoiled for choice. I have so much opportunity to just have fun with different picks that I otherwise wouldn't be able to do. Quite grateful for being able to do it. And that was just rude of me, to be honest with you. I just felt it in my bones they were going to jump after that second drop. And they did. Yeah, look at that. Something quite flashy about Katana, even though she doesn't have the biggest combos. I mean, she has got some really cool combos in the corner and stuff, but fun to watch. Shiva comes out to play once again. Ugh. So I didn't want to stand up here because I genuinely was like, wait, am I just going to get hit by this? Any other character, I think I would have been a bit bolder, but not Shiva. She's a bit too tall. Striker. There's those relaunches. Poor Shiva, she's too big. Punish. Ooh. Definitely mixed myself up there in what I wanted to do. I mean, look, you're one hit away from death, and you're Shiva. You're absolutely massive. What do you do? What do you do? Didn't want to let that whole string go just in case it whiffed. Did have a nasty habit of whiffing as Zermac there. Messed up the timing there, so I almost got punished bigger. Thankfully, I got away with it there. Kind of lucky there from me. Now, that's the kind of combo I think you have to do roundhouse into teleport. I can't remember if it works against the 3 female ninjas, but anyway, that's the game. UMK3, long session, lots of fun. Thought this would be a nice little bonus upload, and take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.